Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You can see by the title below, this is on episode 12 of Tales of Zestiria the Cross. This is of course the final and last episode of this season, but as we know already, there will be another season, a second part to this coming out. Not too sure exactly when, but I know that there is one going to come out. I think it's next year or something like that, but I'm excited for that because so far I have definitely been enjoying this anime so far. This episode overall was pretty interesting as well. We finally get to see the Lord of Calamity, pretty much see how strong he is, and like it makes sense on how everything ended in it. I didn't expect, he's like the main bad guy it seems, and I didn't expect Sode to be able to beat him. It was pretty much just a showing of how strong he is in comparison to Sode. And a lot of times I hate when things do that, when animes, movies, games, anything of the sort have it where this guy can kill the main character pretty damn easily, but he just lets him go. But in this case, it does make sense on why he does. It's pretty much he wants him, Sode, to become the main, like, huge hope for everyone in the world kind of thing. See the shepherd as a beacon of hope. So when he does kill him, it will create so much malevolence that he will get even stronger and stronger. So it does make sense on why he thinks that Sode, yeah, sure, whatever, you're not going to become stronger than me. You can become a beacon of hope. When I do kill you, then, you know, I'll be even stronger than before. So that's what he's pretty much thinking on. And I do like that factor in it, because normally in a lot of games or a lot of things, they have the main character just somehow be able to get out of that kind of situation when he should be dead, and the bad guy's just like cocky as hell and lets him go. But in this case, it makes more sense on why he's doing that. So I did enjoy that. The action in this episode, it wasn't anything super spectacular as usual. That's one of the things I didn't care about the whole of Tales of Zestiria, in my opinion. Obviously there is combat in the game, and Ufotable usually has amazing action scenes, so I was expecting some crazy stuff like that. Not saying that the action scenes that they did have in this were bad, it's just that normally when they do show up, it's pretty damn quick. It's not really a huge long, you know, battle. So that's one thing that I didn't care for too much. And one thing in this episode in particular, it showed him just switching through all his abilities, you know, all the different Seraphim, and not being able to take out the Lord of Calamity. We also see that girl that we did see in the very first episode, the prologue episode. So it was cool to see that she is connected to the Lord of Calamity and all that kind of stuff. But pretty much they end up, Lord of Calamity leaves, and so they them try and fight off the rest of those, you know, malevolence. Pretty much during this time, we see that they are able to stop the war. They're able to stop the battle. That was the whole main point of the plot of this ending tour of this, you know, season, was to stop this war from happening. Sode tries to take out all the malevolence. Lord of Calamity appears. He tries to stop him. Luckily, Lord of Calamity leaves, and he's able to defeat the rest of the malevolence that is there. The other side, Alicia is able, well, not really. She got really hurt, and for a moment, I am not gonna lie, I literally thought she died. I thought she was gonna die in this episode. I was really scared because I really do like Alicia's character. The way they've shown her throughout this season has definitely made her one of my favorite characters, in my opinion. I know in the game you guys are like, no, Edna's the best, or Lila's the best, and all this kind of stuff, but honestly, so far what I've seen, I really do enjoy Alicia's character, and just seeing her ideals, her just how she's grown from the start, and her connection with Sode has really, it's really made me happy that at least she did survive in this episode. You don't even know, and I was like, oh my gosh, is she dead? When he was like kind of sad looking back and she's just lying there, I was like, she died. She didn't make it. Is she really dead? Are you kidding me? Of course, that ends up not happening. She ends up having her eyes open. He smiles and everything. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. So pretty much, yeah, the war was stopped thanks to Rose threatening to kill the boss, Landon. And pretty much after all that happens, we also see the Wind Seraphim make his appearance. We see him talking stuff, helping them out, and he ends up helping Rose out to get to Sode, which is kind of weird because for Alicia, it was like after a while, then she was able to hear everyone else as well. I don't get why Rose, I don't think she can hear, you know, Mikleo and the rest of them. I think she can only hear that guy, which is kind of weird, to be honest. I'm not really, I don't really understand why, if that's something that happens in the game like that as well. I'm not too sure. But it was kind of confusing at that point. I was like, oh, why can she hear him? can obviously she couldn't see him because at the end she was like, "Oh, is that guy still here?" To which of course he flicks up her skirt, which I don't get why she got embarrassed because she has pants underneath, but whatever on that part. But pretty much throughout that part there was that whole moment with Sore and Alicia in the night. They're all happy to help each other, be together, at that moment. And it was really nice to see him make her into a squire kind of thing. I'm kind of sad because it looks like she's going to be going back to Lady Lake, obviously. So it looks like the most of the next season we might not see her. She might be pushed aside like how she is in the games, which honestly, in my opinion, kind of sucks because I really have enjoyed her character. And I'm not gonna lie, I said that I was kind of disappointed that there's not really much romance, but in this episode especially, seeing how mad Sode got mad, when he figured out that Landon was the one who hurt Alicia, how that moment when he made her a squire and everything, smiling Alicia was what he called her, was super cute and everything, and they have that moment together. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. I shipped them. Not even gonna lie. I shipped Sode and Alicia. I actually really like Alicia, and I think it would be awesome if they did something new for the anime original where they get together. But of course, it doesn't look like that's gonna be or maybe if it does, it's not gonna happen till way later in the next season because it looks like they will be going their separate ways again, which honestly, kind of depressing, kind of sucks for me, in my opinion. Other than that, obviously, the very end, we do see there's that battle where it looks like Sode is about to lose himself for a moment because in rage and anger, luckily he is able to endure it and purify the guy. At first, I thought he killed him because normally when he purifies, his sword goes like blue flame. That time, it was about to, it stopped, and he just slashed him. But then blue flame came up and he was purified, so I was actually surprised on that part. And it looks like Rose will be going with him for a little while longer. Not too sure how long or how big of an impact she will be in the second season, since it wasn't really a big impact until like later in for this season. So it should be interesting to see if she gets a bigger role in the second season. And also, I expected the Wind guy to make a connection with Sode, which that ends up not happening in there. I thought it was like that's how he ends up being able to fight off the Lord of Calamity. That doesn't end up happening. We actually don't really get much info on that Wind Seraphim, so it's kind of weird. He just appears, helps out, and then he's along for the ride kind of thing. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. Probably going to introduce and show and talk more about him in the next season. But overall, I'm honestly, I enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed the season. If I had to give my review of this season overall, it'd probably be like a 7.5 maybe. The reason I don't give it an 8 was in times the story was okay. I still enjoyed the story, but it did feel slow at times. It did feel like, honestly, the action wasn't as good as it could have been, but I still enjoyed everything about it. I still would give it a 7.5, maybe an 8, but I would say more of a 7.5. I still enjoyed the season. Thought it could have been better. I think Tales of Zestiria is cool, but I feel like putting that in there really took away what could have made more episodes for more development and more stuff going on in this first season. I'm not too sure if, like what we said before, how this is called the cross. If there will be more crossovers in the second season, then maybe that will be cool. That will be interesting. But overall, at the moment, besides seeing that as that was an advertisement kind of thing, I don't really like them placing Tales of Zestiria in it. I feel like it took away from that what could have been even more better episodes and stuff for more stuff happening for Tales of Zestiria. So that's what happens in my opinion. But if there does come a point where it does a crazy crossover later on in the second season, ends up being amazing, then hey, hats off to them. Looks like they did a good idea there. But yeah, it's really all I gotta say, guys. Overall, I enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed the season. Cannot wait for the second season. It's definitely done its job, at least, in pretty much making me want to play the game. So there's a high chance maybe after I finish the whole anime that I will go and play the game. So you can look out for that. Maybe make it Let's Play series or stream it or something. I'm not too sure yet as of this moment. But it probably won't be until after the anime because I want to see how the anime goes first. And then, of course, play the game after that. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. There's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. As always, anime watchers only. How did you feel about this episode? How did you feel about the season overall? People who played the game, how did you feel this whole episode was adapted? The whole anime was adapted? Any thoughts, good or bad? Feel free to comment below on that. And how you guys feel, both anime watchers and game, people who play the game, how excited are you for the next season? Anything of those lines, feel free to comment below. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, if you a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. Really does help the channel. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So until next time, see ya.